Thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedules to be here with me and Maria Clara and my Maria Clara family. We really appreciate it, and I look forward to spending the afternoon with all of you. So thank you so much.
There we go. Thank you very much, Moira. Please have a seat. And I'm sure that our friends from the media have a couple of questions that they'd like to ask you. But
Request ko lang, no personal questions kay Miss Moira, ha? Okay, yan ang request ko. I'm not allowing her to answer personal questions. Gusto niya, pero ako may ayaw. Di ba? Nag-uusap kami kanina. So anyway, the first question is from the lifestyle section of the Daily Tribune. Si Jocelyn Valle has a question for Ma'am Olive. Jo!
Miss Olive, kasi kanina Chok mentioned na this is low sugar and low carbs. Is that can you please explain?
Oh, Aaron, can you please explain the low sugar? I'll ask Aaron to explain it. Just get a mic here.
I think Moira Clara Virgin is actually, we try to retain as much of the flavor that we have in Moira Clara Sangria. But of course, we use a combination of natural sugars and some proprietary blends that allow us to keep the sugar at a lower level than what we would usually have in our normal variant of Maria Clara Sangria. So I hope that answers the question. But we really try to keep it as a health drink, well, not a health drink, but a healthier alternative. It being 0% alcohol and being lower in sugar content.
Yes. Yeah, I think the sugar content is in the label.
It's 7 grams. I think.
Yeah, there's nutrition facts in the label. Yeah.
I think 7 grams and 0 carbs.
7 grams of sugar, yes.
Per serving.
Per serving.
And 0 carbs. I think. This is good for keto.
Since there's still actual sugars in it, I wouldn't recommend for keto. But again, I'm not a dietitian. but I wouldn't recommend for keto. Of course, it's 7 grams per serving. And I think because the product is such a good quality product and it tastes really good, I don't think anybody will have just one serving of it.
Being non-alcoholic, can this also be used for cooking?
Yes, it would work very well for cooking, but of course, if you need the effects of cooking with wine, we would recommend that you use our Maria Clara Sangria main variant, because actually the purpose of the wine is really to there's a tenderizing effects, and there's also some deglazing effects. And really, when you cook with wine, or any alcoholic beverage, for that matter, you really get rid also of all the alcohol anyway with the cooking process. So it's not a big deal whether you use one or the other. I would just say that if you use Maria Clara Virgin for cooking, it's really more to get the flavor than a substitute for using wine or our main Maria Clara Sangria.
Pwede? Moira.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Moira. You are the brand ambassador for both variants, diba? The regular and the virgin. So, did you try both?
Yes po. Yes po.
And which one did you like?
Yung hindi po virgin.
Yung hindi virgin?
Opo.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank
But
you
the
so
other one's good. For when I don't want to drink so much.
Thank you, Moira. Thank you so much. Our next question is from Random Republica. Miss Kate Adahar, followed by Push. Manila Santos, I think, has a question. Kate? Can you pass the mic? And then after Manila, Jeman Villanueva of Orange Magazine, I think, has a question. Kate, the microphone. Thank you. No personal questions for Moira, please. Thank you.
For Moira, you shared with us your health journey online. But how does this fit into your new lifestyle?
I love that the campaign for
Moira, Moira, you wanna use this microphone?
I think that mic is virgin.
Yeah.
Sorry, lost my train of thought. For the Maria Clara campaign in general, I think it's in moderation. It's your constant companion, and if it's a constant thing, you don't overdo it. And I think in the new lifestyle that I have adapted into my life, it's something that I would go to whenever I want to rest, whenever I want to just have my downtime, or whenever I just want to reward myself. It's not something I deprive myself of. And so it can be reward, it can be rest, it can be something I can celebrate with alone or with the people I love. And so everything in moderation. And so Maria Clara fits very well into that.
Thank you. And ma'am, well, there are obvious reasons. Why Moira?
Well, why Moira? Because, well, she is a very talented singer. We do appreciate the songs that she created, and we felt that she can communicate the message through her songs. And having gone through a lot of hardships in life and challenges, that she understands what we all are going through, and she will be able to really send that message across, that we are not alone, that we have a friend in Maria Clara. So I think she's the best person to really be our endorser for the brand, and also to be our spokesperson for this campaign. So she really fits the team. She fits it to a team, as they would say. So we're really happy to have Miss Moira as our endorser. And besides, she's so beautiful and talented, and followed by many Filipinos, not just in the Philippines but also abroad. So we're really honored to have her as our endorser. Thank you, Moira.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Manila?
Hi, Moy, congrats on your new endorsement.
Thank you.
Can we just ask, what was your first reaction when you found out that they wanted you to be the face of the brand?
Well, if I can be completely honest, I had to think about it very well because it's an alcoholic brand. And I really wanted to be careful with my endorsements. And then they presented the campaign to me. And I do drink sangria, I do drink Maria Clara. And I come from Olongapo. That's where I grew up in. And I remember for New Year's, my mom would actually, my family, my titas would bring in Maria Clara as well. And so these are things that I'm not foreign to. So that was one thing off of my checklist. Another thing was, I wanted to make sure that this was actually a brand that I can represent. And so when I looked at the campaign, they were looking for somebody who could represent Maria Clara, not just being, a brand that's been there for many years, but a brand that's been a friend for many years. And I believe that my music has been a friend. I don't really identify my music as, I've never really fit any stereotype. So I can never claim recognition when people give me recognition, because I don't think I deserve it. In that sense, I know I work really hard, but at the same time, I know that so many other people are working twice, 5 times as hard as me. And so I say that acknowledging, and I'm proud of myself as well. But at the same time, I identify my music as not really as something I can boast about, but something that I can be a friend to people through. Is that? And so when Maria Clara presented the campaign to me, I loved it so much already, and I really looked through it, and then I said yes, and so yeah.
My last question. I think it's nice because this campaign also shows another side of you, which people, maybe your fans would really like to see. Can you share what other things you like to do to unwind also? And when you're unwinding, like, are you the type that you get drunk easily, or you get disappointed, stuff like that?
So ladies and gentlemen, this is my band, and they've been my best friends for the last 8 years. Gusto niyo ba sumagot? Lasinggera ba ako? Hindi. Pero mabilis ba ako malasing? Ayun po. No comment na. Ito na lang po, magkikwento na lang po ako. Nung nag-TikTok po ako for Maria Clara. Tapos, nakatatlong glass po ako. Pagkatapos ko po i-shoot yan, nalasing na po ako. Hindi pa po nalabas yung virgin na eh. So, yun po.
Yeah, hi Moira. Congratulations. Question ko lang isa, can you share yung creative process ng paggawa mo ng na-mention mo kanina na nakainom ka na ba noon? Or ano yung thought process mo?
Hindi naman po ako nakainom. But I actually wrote 3 other songs for Maria Clara, but I kept scratching them because it didn't. I actually sang for commercial jingles when I first started my career, and it actually sorry, I lost my train of thought. My first few years in the industry, I was actually singing for commercial jingles. And so I kind of have an idea how brands want their commercial jingles to sound like. And when Maria Clara approached me, I thought in my head that that was how they had originally wanted the jingle to sound like. But then in the end, when I look back at the campaign brief, it was very far from the jingles that I had made. And so I made something that I thought would be nice to listen to whenever you have a Maria Clara glass at hand, and trying to unwind and seeing Maria Clara as that constant companion, and trying to forget things, or trying to escape things, or trying to just rest your mind from thinking about things that you don't want to think about for a moment. I wanted to accompany that with music that will ease your mind for even just a little bit, and remind you that kaya mo yan, you are not alone in this, and things are gonna be alright. And so that was kind of like the process of how Maria Clara was written.
When's the best time for you to drink Maria Clara? And do you drink before you perform or after?
Hindi po. Akala po nila lagi po akong nakainom. Pero gusto ko pong sabihin sa inyo, hindi naman po. Ganito lang po talaga ako magsalita. Paglabas ko po paglabas ko po sa nanay ko, ganito na po talaga ako. Pati pag-iyak ko po ata, ganito na rin. So, pasensya na po. Baka yung nanay ko po uminom ng Maria Clara, kaya paglabas ko, ganito na.
Nung pinanganak si Moira, diba? Nakakaloka. Ang next na magtatanong is from Juan Mega, the editor-in-chief of Mega Entertainment, and from TV5, the gorgeous MJ Marfori.
Hi Moira, congratulations in this campaign. So actually yun nga, sinabi mo na you've always been like that. Can you just take us, yun na nga, no, sa drinking, sinabi rin ng band mo kanina na parang you're a lightweight. Can you talk about yung mga moments mo with Maria Clara and ano ba, ilang shots ba ng Maria Clara bago ka magka-hit?
Parang mga 3 glasses po. Before I get the hit. But it depends. It depends when I'm sad.
Why? Wait, what kind of social drinker are you?
I don't know. Define social drinker. Well, I mean, in our industry, you always have to be social.
Mm-hmm.
I am an introvert, but I had to learn to be social. And I had to. I'm an introvert and I have ADHD. And so I had to learn how to be social and to be around people. So I have learned to kind of drink socially. So when I'm out, I kind of know how to control my drinking. But when I am around people I'm safe with, I do allow myself to get a little wrong.
Well, you deserve mo naman sa ano mo, no, sa hirap mo magtrabaho, di ba, at kumayod at mag-perform. Pero let's talk about yun nga, yun last, yung drinking and your ADHD. How do you balance that? How do you handle that? Especially, of course, no, it can kick in.
Yes. Everything in moderation. Again, I don't believe in depriving yourself. I think when somebody asked something about keto, I actually did all the diets before, and nothing really worked until I just last year I just decided to just take it easy and to just take things one step at a time, and then the weight just came off naturally with the help of my hormone doctor, and so everything just happened effortlessly. But I wasn't really focusing on my weight, it was more my mental well-being, and I wasn't depriving myself of any food of Maria Clara. I wasn't depriving myself of anything. I was just taking everything in moderation. I was taking my time, taking it one day at a time, and everything just slowly happened. And so I think it's knowing how to acknowledge my weaknesses as well as my strengths, and acknowledging what was good for me and what was bad, and knowing what to walk away from. And so yeah, I think that's how I kind of took care of myself.
Well, you look fabulous, and
Thank you so much.
congratulations in this partnership. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss MJ. Let's finish first the press from this side and then I'll go to the other side. May question si Mr. Ana Pimol of Piga Piga and Philippine Ambassador to Korea and writer of Philippine Entertainment Portal, Rose Garcia. Rose?
Ayan. Hi, Moira. Congratulations, no. My question is, kasi dito, nakita namin dito sa box ng Maria Clara Sangria, may nakalagay, parang ito yung, parang slogan or something, na everything will be alright. What part of your life na nasabi niyo yung salitang yun, o yung katagang to, na everything will be alright, and why?
We get a film. Ano po? I think that's a faith line. I think for all of us. I think none of us know exactly what happens in the future. But we all choose to have faith anyway. I was in Canada with my band for my world tour in April. In March. And we were in 5 cities. And in those 5 cities, whenever I'm in a city or in a country, I would usually know kung saan ako pupunta, kung may gusto akong makita. But for some reason, one of the cities, there was only one city in Canada that I didn't really know what to expect from, and it was Winnipeg. And so upon arriving in Winnipeg, I didn't really have any plans, and so I just stayed in the hotel room. But it was in Winnipeg that I got to be head-to-head with a polar bear with. And then it was in Winnipeg that we saw the Northern Lights. And it was also in Winnipeg that we made history being the first Filipina to ever perform at the Canada Life Center. And as sharing with the audience there, because that was one of our favorite performances ever, that a lot of times we have all these questions and we have all these plans, but we are always told, oh, just one step at a time, just one day at a time. But what happens when you don't know what happens tomorrow? What happens when you don't see the next step? And that's when I realized that as long as I know God is with me, I'm good. Because it didn't really matter that I didn't know what to expect in Winnipeg, because it exceeded my expectation anyway. And so that's when I wonder what would happen if I stopped boxing God in my set of expectations and I just trusted Him anyway. Yeah, I'll plan. Yeah, I'll dream, I'll have faith. But I wonder what will happen if I still entrusted everything to Him anyway, because He's gonna exceed my expectations anyway. Because of all the cities, that was the best one. And that was the one I didn't plan for. And so that city changed my life and my perspective that, yeah, I may not know what happens next, but if God is with me, I know it's gonna be okay and everything's gonna be alright.
Yeah, that's good. So, pwede sabihin na you're more than all right now.
Yes.
That's nice. Okay. Last question na lang. Nung in-offer sa'yo to, syempre, ang pangalan ng drinks is Maria Clara Virgin Sangria. So, napaisip ka ba na paano mag-reflect sa akin yung Maria Clara? Or, at this age, would you say na there's still this Maria Clara in Moira? And paano yun?
I'm sorry, I don't
Nung in-offer sa'yo to, di ba, pangalan ng drinks is Maria Clara Virgin Sangria. So, nung napaisip ka ba na why me, kasi we all know what is what represent Maria Clara, di ba? So, ikaw ba at this age, would you say na you still have that Maria Clara characteristic?
I think so. Yes. No, I know so because I think the modern Filipina should not fit the stereotype anymore.
Okay, thank you. Kayo na lang, Ma'am Olive. Ngayon, medyo na-confuse lang po kami ng konti dito kasi nabanggit ni Moira na after drinking 3 glasses, tama ba, ay medyo na naging tipsy na siya.
Wala
or-
pang virgin nun.
Kasi parang,
lang po kasi ako.
oo nga, pero parang it's a non-alcoholic drink naman po, tama po ba? So, meron pa rin talaga siyang effect, ganun po.
Then I think Miss Moira drank the
Tradition.
regular sangria, Maria
Ah,
Clara, not the
okay.
virgin. Kasi virgin para niya ubusin yung bote at walang epekto. Non-alcoholic kasi siya. Diba?
Yeah. Hindi po ako nalalasing dyan. Tingnan, baka po kayo malasing dyan.
Baka. Okay, thank you.
Okay, hi Moira.
Sa ulo.
Question
Anak sa
kasi yung
ulo.
background mo tsaka
Oo.
itong Maria Clara, parang
Nilayo.
parang tungkol sa celebration of friendship. Gusto lang namin, ako personally, gusto kong malaman, can you give us a glimpse of what kind of a friend si Moira at kung anong klaseng friend ang gusto mo meron ka sa buhay mo?
Um, hmm. Ang galing naman po ng tanong niya. I think in this season of my life, I have defined my first circle and my second circle of friends. And wisit ka. Ito po, first circle ko. Nang dog show habang nagpe-press ko. But I think it takes a while for people to really know who their first circle is. And it definitely took a while for me. And I'm really, really thankful that in the last few years, God really helped me define who my friends are. And for me, these people really showed me what friends really look like. And they have been behind me for the last 8 years. And they've never left my side. It's a safe space. I think a friend is there to, they're not people who will tolerate when you do something wrong. But you will read it in their hearts, the intention when they correct you. Because there will always be noise around you, there will always be opinions, but you'll always hear intention. You'll always feel safe when the intention is coming from a good place. And that's a real friend. And with my band, there was never ever a time that we always fight. Don't get me wrong, especially Chooks and I, we're like twins. But there was never a time that we fought that I felt like he didn't love me. And so with my band, like, I feel like that's how friends are. You stick together through thick and thin. You grow together, you go together. And you love each other through all the changes. I've changed so much over the years, but they've embraced every change. And they've loved me through every change and through every phase. And I'd like to think I do the same for them. Cheers. Cheers.